Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please have some quiet.
Θα μιλήσω αγγλικά. Μόνο αγγλικά. Στην Ελλάδα θα μιλήσω ελληνικά.
So the minister is going to speak in English. There will be 6 questions afterwards, 3 from Greeks and 3 from foreign correspondents. Okay.
Right. Thank you for coming. I shall begin with a shortish statement and then I'll take a number of questions. I'm pleased to report that the negotiations were conducted during the Eurogroup meeting in a collegial spirit, clearly revealing and underlining the unity of purpose that we all had in that room. The purpose being to establish common ground over the next 4 to 6 months so as to reach a meaningful, a sustainable new long-term contract a contract for growth and development between Greece and Europe and with the IMF. Moreover, I have no doubt that these negotiations and discussions will continue, as the President of the Eurogroup indicated, tomorrow, the day after, and I have no doubt that there is going to be an agreement in the end, an agreement that will be therapeutic for Greece and good for Europe. Now, you may very well ask me, and I'm sure you will, that if this is so, why have we not managed to agree on a communiqué today, like we didn't agree on a communiqué last Wednesday? Why didn't we manage to conjure up a simple phrase that will unlock immediately this period of deliberation between us and our partners and the institutions? The real reason concerns a substantial disagreement on whether the task ahead is to complete a program which this government was elected to challenge the logic of, or to sit down with our partners with an open mind and rethink this program from scratch, a program which, in our estimation, and I believe in the estimation of most clear-thinking people, has failed to stabilize Greece, has generated a major humanitarian crisis, and has made reforming Greece, which is absolutely essential, ever so hard. Now remember, a debt deflationary spiral like the one that we have been experiencing in Greece for 7 years almost now, does not lend itself to successful reforms, at least not to the reforms that Greece needs in order to stop being dependent on loans from its partners and from the institutions. Indeed, that Greece needs in order to address the real needs of its people, the humanitarian crisis, and the need for investment-led recovery. Now, last Wednesday, in the previous Eurogroup meeting, our side, the Greek administration, turned down a pressing demand to subscribe, and I shall mention the words here, to the notion of extending and successfully concluding the current program. We rejected that. And we rejected it because we do not believe that it is a program that can be successfully completed. That is the very reason why we were elected, because we put to the Greek people the hypothesis, the proposition, that this program is part of the problem, not part of the solution. So it would be absolutely incongruous, it would be an act of subterfuge to promise to our partners that we're going to complete successfully a program that we had challenged the logic of. Now, as a result of that impasse last Wednesday, there was no communique. But, remarkably and very positively, on the following afternoon, Thursday, just before the European Union summit, Eurogroup President Dijsselbloem and Prime Minister Tsipras agreed on a joint communique that was exactly what was necessary in order to kickstart the technical discussions between our team and the team from the institutions. And the joint communique, if you recall, mentioned that the two sides would explore common ground between the current program and the plans of the new government for a new contract with Europe. That was a genuine breakthrough last Thursday. It followed an impasse on Wednesday night, as you recall. Now, this afternoon, before the Eurogroup meeting, there was another breakthrough. Prior to the Eurogroup meeting, I met with Mr. Moscovici, whom I want to thank for his highly positive role in this process. Mr. Moscovici presented me with a draft communiqué that I was perfectly happy to sign there and then, as it was. It was a communiqué that recognized Greece's humanitarian crisis and spoke of an extension, or the need for the Greek government to apply for an extension of the current loan agreement, and that this would take the form of or lead to a 4-month intermediate program as a transitional stage to a new contract for growth for Greece that would be deliberated and concluded during that 4-month period. The communiqué that was the draft communiqué that I saw also stated that the European Commission would provide the technical assistance to Greece during this period to strengthen and accelerate the implementation of our reforms. On the basis of this understanding between us and the Commission, we were more than happy, and we remain more than happy, to apply for the loan agreement to be extended. And beyond that, our side, the Greek government, was prepared in order to expedite the process and to make agreement faster, more efficient, and actually fairer. We are prepared to offer a number of conditionalities, which we thought our partners required for the purposes of building trust between our side and them. We, and this was something that I explained in the Eurogroup meeting in those very words, we reiterate our commitment to the terms of the loan agreement to all our creditors. We are prepared to take no action during the period of this interim agreement between now and, let's say, August. No action that threatens to derail the existing budget framework or any action that has, in the ECB's, in the European Central Bank's estimation, implications for financial stability. Our only condition for doing this, that we required of the other side, was that we should not be asked to impose measures that are clearly recessionary and clearly uncalled for in the state of humanitarian crisis we have in Greece. For instance, no cuts in the low pensions, the lowest of the pensions, no VAT hikes during this period, especially in regions of Greece that in the beginning of the summer require all the assistance that they can get in order to boost tourism, a great earner, a great industry for the Greek economy. Unfortunately, that splendid document that I was prepared to sign there and then, without a second thought, was withdrawn minutes before the Eurogroup began by the Eurogroup's president. And it was replaced with another document that took us not just back to last Thursday, but indeed it took us back to last Wednesday. When, let me remind you, last Wednesday we were pressurized to sign up to an extension, not of the loan agreement, but of the program itself, the current program. Being offered in exchange, as you heard Mr. Dijsselbloem say, the nebulous two-word phrase, some flexibility in that program. Now remember, our government was elected to challenge the philosophy of the program. We were not interested in some cosmetic changes. The idea some, not even flexibility, some flexibility, was highly problematic for us. We were very keen to have an agreement today, as we were last Wednesday. But when asked about what those two magic words, or nebulous words, as I said, some flexibility means, we didn't get a very precise answer. So, for instance, would it mean that the lowest pensions would be cut by 10%, 5%? How much? What is the definition of flexibility? We were offering to refrain from effectively implementing our own program, the program that we were elected to implement, for a period of 6 months. And all we were getting back was a nebulous promise of some flexibility that was never specified. Under those circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, it proved impossible for the Greek government, despite our infinite goodwill, to sign the offered communiqué. And so the discussions continue. We are ready and willing to do whatever it takes to reach an honorable agreement over the next 2 days. Our government will accept all the conditions that it can deliver upon and which not reinforce our society's crisis. No one has a right, not us, not any of our partners, to work. No one has a right to work towards an impasse, towards a dead end, especially one that is mutually detrimental for all Europeans. Thank you.